Expect a shortage, guys. Americans missing on payments, profits over people. We're going to be very transparent and honest today, but only if you want to. The question is, when was the last time that you felt that you had financial freedom? And when I say freedom, I mean going to Walmart or Costco and picking out whatever you want, together with what you need. You also weren't looking at the price and you were never late on any of your payments. That means rent, your car payment, maybe a mortgage, credit cards, everything. When was the last time that you felt that? Because we're running past the halfway point of 2023 and things are not getting easier for many of us. We may also have more problems when it comes to food as more shortages are now expected. With supplies expected to be short, it's only normal for us to expect price hikes. What makes it worse is that some companies are bragging about their ability to raise prices even though they're raking in billions of dollars in profits. Does this seem fair to the American people? And since we're talking about the American people, there are plenty of things that have happened to us that justifies why our economic problems are getting worse much faster compared to others. Do you feel the same? Let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's just get right into it. Also, if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. You'll see a link in the description down below this video. And you would think that things are getting easier for us here at home since we're being told almost every single day that our government will do everything in its power to help out struggling Americans. And this includes lowering our expenses. But, I don't want to be this pessimist here, but why does it feel like our problems are only getting worse as time goes on? Now, we've been told by experts that we should expect things to become worse by the end of this year, but we're not past the halfway point and we're already feeling the economy unravel unlike we've ever seen before. So what are we seeing now? Well, for starters, foreclosures continue to go up. Just this May, filings have gone up 14% year over year. In fact, Rob Barber, Adam's CEO, said this about the predicament. The recent increase in foreclosure filings nationwide indicates a trend that has been observed throughout the year and what we have expected to occur. This upward trajectory suggests the possibility of continued heightening activity, and with foreclosure completions seeing the largest monthly increase this year, we will continue to monitor the potential impacts this may have on the housing market. Now think about that for a second, right? People are struggling to make payments on these homes. Why is that? Now I want you to realize that people who can't own homes would have to opt for renting, right? But what happens when people can't pay on those too? Were you guys aware that around 8 million Americans, let me repeat, 8 million Americans are currently behind on rent?
As of February, renters in the U.S. continue to owe nearly $11 billion in debt. In fact, the average amount owed is more than $2,000. Support for rent control policies has gained traction nationwide, but economists are widely against the idea of rent control. They argue that rent control would deter developers from building more homes, which would only worsen the housing supply crisis in the U.S.
How do you expect people to buy homes if they can't even pay for rent? And if you thought that was a staggering statistic, check this out. According to Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, during the first 5 months of 2023, the number of announced job cuts was up 315% compared to the same span of time last year. The numbers are telling us a story, folks. We are not doing well and things are spiraling out of control. The worst part is that they're only going to get worse. Why is that? Food prices are high enough as it is, right? Now, what happens when supplies are low? Just look at this. Kansas wheat harvest will be the smallest since 1957, and U.S. corn is being absolutely devastated by drought. This is the gut punch right here, guys. And there's going to be a lot of households that won't be able to get up for the 10 count. Kansas usually produces more wheat than other states in our country, but since drought has affected them, they're now expecting historically low harvest.
Drought and freezing temperatures have combined to create what may end up being the worst winter wheat crop in 60 years. The Wheat Quality Council wrapping up its annual tour with a focus on Kansas. Now, scouts finding an average yield of 30 bushels an acre, projecting the total harvest in Kansas at 178 million bushels.
While an estimated 8.1 million acres of winter wheat were planted last fall in Kansas, it's projected 27% or 5.9 million of those acres will be abandoned. That's above the normal rate of 19%. It's a result of drought, but also freeze damage in April. Scouts on the tour saying the crop was short and heading out at only 8 to 10 inches tall with small heads that won't make it to harvest.
But hey, it's not just wheat. It's also affecting corn. We're also seeing the lowest size of the U.S. beef cow herd since 1962. The peach crop in Georgia is going to be 90% less, and the orange harvest in Florida is going to be 56% smaller compared to 2022. And you may ask, well, who was going to tell us that things were going to be so bad? Absolutely no one, because they don't want people panic buying. I mean, heck, they don't even want people growing a garden either, even though that might not be a bad idea. Now you got to think, is this all a coincidence That the stars aligned at the perfect time to give us the worst food crisis that we may see in our lifetimes? Or is this all part of the plan? Like we've been seeing food plants burning down all over the country. Is our food supply under attack? Well, that would be a conspiracy theory. And sadly, I don't have any facts to provide you that all of these fires are connected. Just that I know that they've been happening one after another. Now that you know what's coming, it would be best to prepare. Canned goods are great since you can store them for a long time. Find different alternatives to food that you usually eat, especially ones that you can have frozen for longer periods of time. And while you're at it, get more food for your pets as well. I think that pets should always have a spot in our plans, and if food is scarce for us, it will probably be scarce for our pets as well. It would also be best to do this soon because companies are sure to take advantage of these shortages. Some say, oh, they would never do this to us. Why would they take advantage of struggling Americans, right? And to that, I have one word: profits. It's also being called greedflation, where many S&P 500 food and consumer companies are raising their prices to protect their corporate profits.
Greedflation is a term used to describe the idea of exploiting inflation to create excessive profits. It is typically a polarizing concept and a convenient political meme. Greedflation refers to price gouging by corporations during an inflationary period, especially when the underlying cost of production has not risen accordingly. It suggests that companies are using inflation as an excuse to raise prices and boost profits, and is currently used heavily by Democratic politicians to explain other causes for high inflation. Greedflation implies that greed is the primary driver for the rise in the cost of goods and services, costing consumers and creating excessive profits.
You got companies like PepsiCo, Kimberly-Clark, General Mills, Tyson Foods, just to name a few. With their recent earnings call, they bragged about how they can raise prices as they want to, giving more profits to their shareholders. Now, I'm all for getting more profits to shareholders, but not at the expense of people who might be struggling. Now, here's what Liz Zelnick, Director of Economic Security and Corporate Power at Accountable.us, had to say about it. Quote, higher interest rates haven't stopped S&P companies, especially in the big food industry, from raising consumer prices despite reporting billions of net earnings and over $1 trillion in net giveaways to wealthy investors. Corporate greed is a stubborn thing and requires serious action from Congress. The Fed has not seen an adequate return on its investment in a policy that already created fissures in the economy that could lead to a recession. It's just not worth it, end quote. Can you believe what these companies are doing? Now, it's insane to think that they're thinking of profits at a time where millions of Americans are having a tough enough time with everything else. Now, what do you guys think about this? Should our lawmakers step in and try to regulate this? Nah, I'm really not a big fan of that. I don't even know why I said that. But as it appears, with big companies, it seems like it's definitely profits over people. And it's painful to see how far many of us have fallen. But as always, I value you guys' opinions, ideas. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Now, I may not be the president of this country, nor would I even want to be, but I know that they wouldn't be there if it weren't for us. We are the people, and it would really mean a lot if they showed us that they're willing to work for us every now and then, right? I mean, look, I know that a lot of people are troubled, so I'm gonna go ahead and help in the best way that I can. And that is by sharing valuable information with you guys so that I can help as many people in our community as I can. Now, if you guys want to learn more about side hustles, home-based businesses, small business ideas, investments in the stock market, real estate, gold, investments in silver, and how these different ideas and opportunities could potentially generate multiple streams of income and maybe even make money while you sleep through passive income, feel free to drop me some comments down below. The lines are wide open. And let's get back to financial freedom, guys. Now, I've left some very helpful links for you guys in the description down below this video. You guys should take a look at those. Now, before I go, please don't forget to drop a huge thumbs up for the video. Share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.